Disappointment for Rafael Nadal fans around the world as he pulls out of the Laver Cup. But this time, it's not due to injury.
That's right, Ben. We're back for another podcast, this time speaking about my beloved Rafael Nadal. And it's not good news for him or all of his fans across the globe, because everyone after the Olympics had set in their calendars that we're going to see him on a hard court at the Laver Cup. He was going to be competing for Team Europe. There were some talks at the start of the year that he could do what Roger Federer did and end his career at the Laver Cup. But today, the news has come out that he has pulled out of the Laver Cup. And yeah, the controversy it's caused has been pretty dramatic. A lot of people are calling for him and calling for refunds because a big premise and basis for people to spend the very excessive ticket prices and hotel prices near the event in Berlin, Germany, was because of Rafael Nadal. It's just like the other year with Roger Federer. People weren't there to watch the tennis. People weren't there to see if Europe can beat the rest of the world or vice versa. Everyone was there just to see Roger Federer in his last tennis tournament. And Rafael Nadal has that same pull. And it's really, really disappointing, I must admit. I'll let you read the statement.
That's right, and it is the statement from Rafael Nadal regarding the Laver Cup in Berlin, saying, "I'm really disappointed to share that I won't be able to compete at the Laver Cup in Berlin next week. This is a team competition, and to really support Team Europe, I need to do what's best for them. And at this moment, there are other players who can help the team deliver the win." Should we stop there? Or do you want me to continue?
I think we stop there because I am very upset and I've got some criticism for Rafael Nadal. And the reason for that is, I think if you are to commit yourself in the calendar to play an event, if you are fully fit and you can play, you should be playing. I don't understand what the excuse is. Oh, that he's not going to be able to compete and he's thinking that other players will be able to do better than him. It doesn't really matter. It's an exhibition. You should be there. People have paid a lot of money to go and see you. I feel you have an obligation to attend. And he's let people down with this move. And I've not really spoken out against Rafa ever before, but this, for me, has left a very sour taste in my mouth. And I feel he should respect the fans, respect the tournament a little bit more. And if you commit to playing something and you're fully fit, play it. It just doesn't add up to me at all.
Yeah, and the one big thing to note, obviously, is he's not injured. It's not due to injury that he's pulling out of this tournament. And we don't know the reason. He's saying that other people are better equipped, when the real thing here is with the Laver Cup, it's pretty much an exhibition event. It's not really... We saw with Roger Federer last year, he was playing in it. Like, it's not like it was a big serious tournament, was it? It was a big farewell for Roger. This could have been... People were probably buying tickets thinking this might be the farewell for Rafa, and maybe because he's not retiring there, maybe that's why he was like, I don't really see the need to play it. But then you're not thinking far enough ahead about all of those poor fans that have actually gone out of their way to buy tickets. And like Fran says here, coming from maybe the biggest Rafa fan ever, all wrong. He never said he was considering playing the Laver Cup. He told with absolute certainty he was playing the Laver Cup, which he knew he wouldn't. People spent more money than they make in 6 months to be there for him. All wrong.
And this is coming from a real loyal fan who goes to watch
Massive.
him wherever. I know she goes and plays at the academy as well. It's a bad look. It's a bad look. This is not good PR for Rafa. We usually see very good decisions made by him and his team. I don't know what the real reason behind it is there a bigger influence off the court? Is it to do with his family? We know he's a dad now. Has he got extra commitments? The point is, you don't say with absolute certainty that I'm going to be there, and then don't turn up. It's a bit like in stocks and shares when you've got insider trading. Like, you release this news, that something's going to happen, and you already know it's going to happen, and you buy in at the bottom and then sell at the top. It's like they've sold so many tickets and spent and made so much money this event because he's going to be there. You can't then all of a sudden the main reason why most people are there and spend that money. You can't just then say, oh, he's not gonna be there anymore, and you still got to go and pay your ticket and pay this price. So watch. No offense to Grigor Dimitrov, but not the same person as Rafael Nadal. And Grigor Dimitrov will be representing Team Europe, replacing Nadal. He's had a better year than Nadal on the tennis court. May see better quality of tennis, so I guess in one way it would be a more competitive Laver Cup with him there. But that's not why people are there. They're not there to see the competition. It's not a Grand Slam. It's not going to go down on the record when these guys are retired. Oh, how many Laver Cups did you win? No one cares.
I know what you mean. And I think that one of the biggest points, like you touched on there, is it's the pull that Rafa brings to the tournaments is obviously why people are buying the tickets. And this is what it's going to be like at every single event that Rafael Nadal goes to play in until he retires now. Because everybody may be thinking, I was at Rafa's last ever tournament. They're going to be going to every one thinking that now, because you never know when the end is coming. So just pull out just of something that's an exhibition and a very light-hearted, not even going to have to put too much
Fun.
of him.
It's a fun event. We get to see the best part about the Laver Cup. It's not the tennis. All the interviews what happened before, where they wear the suits and they say funny things together. They get them all together and play games. That's what I enjoy about the Laver Cup. I don't enjoy any of the other stuff. I think the tickets are extortionate. I hate the fact that it's very much feeding into the rich establishments and it's all these sponsors here, there and everywhere, and it's a bit sickening. And Rafael Nadal, for me, should be paying for everyone's tickets who have gone and providing refunds, because it's not fair. You've got tennis media saying there should be some sort of protection, insurance or ticket refund perhaps for fans who buy tickets for tennis events who list certain players as part of it, just in case those players cancel their appearance. Many Rafael Nadal fans were affected with his withdrawal in the Laver Cup in Berlin. Many fans at this short notice are left with the financial burden of paid travel, hotels, airfare tickets. Sometimes players would confirm playing events knowing that they will be unable to participate just in order to help promote it. And if that is happening, I think that's inexcusable.
It's terrible if that's the case.
I'm not saying that is what's happening though. And he said sometimes even showing up, practicing a bit, doing some sponsorship events and then withdrawing. This might not be Nadal's case, but the fans should be protected in a way when this happens. 100%. And it's not a good look.
No, it's a terrible look. I think that the same goes across anywhere else. I mean, imagine this was just like a festival or something, and then all your big bands dropped out the festival and you'd paid all money to go see them. You'd want a refund for that as well. It's the same principle. You can't sell something based upon a massive attraction, and then you turn up and there's, I don't know, like Shapovalov or something.
It's false advertisement, isn't it?
Yeah, massively. I mean, they have to be, if like you say, they've actually just used him to promote it and there was no intention of it, that would be absolutely disgusting, because I hope he would never get caught up in that type of thing. I know money plays a massive factor why some of these players go and play the Laver Cup. Like the appearance fees for exhibition events is sometimes more than the actual like 500 or winnings that you could get in any of these other events. So I just sincerely hope that's not what's happened here.
I tell you what it's like. It's like going to a Michelin restaurant, Gordon Ramsay there cooking, and you're getting a dessert. You get a golden lace cheesecake, handmade by Gordon Ramsay. You spend a fortune for it. It comes up, the waiter serves it to you, and you get a little digestive on the plate. That's what it's like. It's not fair, and you should not have to pay for that digestive.
Any American biscuits just for our American listeners? It's a very British one.
I don't know.
Like a Reese's chocolate then maybe in the middle of the plate. But yeah, I know what you mean. I like the analogy. Yeah, you're not getting what you paid for. It stinks, the whole thing. I don't like it at all. Exhibition events should I mean, some people are going to say it's not an exhibition event. It pretty much is an exhibition event. The main thing that sells exhibition events, as you'll see in Saudi Arabia, which I'm sure Rafa Nadal will make it to that one,
Well,
it's sold by the players. Well, let's see. There's a lot of money on the line there.
There's a lot of questions to be asked, but we're just bringing this podcast as it's happening. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. I want to move on to more of a positive with this whole thing for Rafa, and that means this, and that is that he now, I would suggest, is not going to be retiring this year, number one.
Yeah.
And he must have ambitions for next year to play in some of the big events. Otherwise, he wouldn't have pulled out of this one. He said he's practicing, he's feeling fit, he's still playing his tennis, and he's trying his best to make a return to the tennis court. So that is a real positive. You'd think he's going to be playing Roland Garros next year. And he's not going to want to end his career for 100% on losing to Novak Djokovic on Philip Saturday at the Olympics and giving him a gold medal afterwards. So that's like the worst possible time, the last time to see Rafa on a tennis court in that showing against Djokovic. So we're going to see him again in some capacity. That's the real positive. We also have a funny tweet to share.
Yep, let's bring that one up. I was going to say, I hope he draws Djokovic in the first round of Roland Garros. That would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? Right,
if you go
I'll
up,
play
what
this
does it
one.
say?
It says here, most Grand Slams won. Has it got the Rafael Nadal is insane. This is from Rafael Nadal Props. It says number one ranked Djokovic with 24 Grand Slams won. Number two, Rafael Nadal, 22 Grand Slams won. But then if we play the video, oh my word, what's going on? Grand Slams missed. Djokovic only 3, Rafael Nadal 18.
Yeah, I mean, what could have been with Rafael Nadal? He's been littered with so many injuries, and that's, well, you'd kind of make sense why you'd pull out a Laver Cup if it's injury, but it's not an injury, so you should be playing.
Yes, exactly right. I mean, surely he should be taking every opportunity after missing all of these tournaments just to go play a few more, like especially a nice practice warm-up event as well, like the Laver Cup. I mean, maybe he just doesn't really want to play the back end of the year anymore. Maybe he's shut up shop. Maybe his son's more important, family time. But just say that months before. Don't say it just before.
Yeah, I feel like he's known for a bit. It's not just all of a sudden happened, but we'll see. I'm sure more will come out. Anyway, let's move on to okay, we've got one more, and that is number one across 3 decades, and that's Rafael Nadal, right in the middle of the little, is it a Venn diagram? And
I like it.
Is that what it's called?
I think so. That sounds familiar.
You're laughing, but I think that's what it is. A Venn diagram where you've got the 3 circles.
So you said Venn diagram at one point.
Oh no, Venn, Venn. And
okay.
Yeah, every decade, there you go. Rafael Nadal, he's been world number one. Let's move away from Rafa and we'll speak about the Davis Cup. It's happening at the moment. Spain looking good. US looking good. The Americans looking brilliant as well. And you'd expect, these are the big nations. They're the ones flying the flag. Australia, sorry, I should add as well, looking probably one of the best. They've won both of their matches. Germany, not doing too bad. I've not really seen much of Germany. Canada, I think GB are playing at the moment. I know Dan Evans was losing. I don't know if he lost in the end. Yeah, he did. He lost to Echeverry in straight sets. But we've got Draper playing Cerundolo right now. He's down a break as we're talking. I've really enjoyed the Davis Cup, and I think what we're going to do is make a conscious effort to speak about it more on the channel.
Yeah.
Because we maybe didn't really realise the importance of the Davis Cup until we went to a film premiere where we watched Italy when they won it in Chile many years ago now. And the significance it had was amazing. And just seeing how Italy have just won it again with Yannick Sinner, the emotions there have been insane. And the country celebrated it like a World Cup in football. So on that basis, we are going to cover a lot more of it. And I've enjoyed watching some of the matches. I've never watched so much of it as this year. I was watching Alcaraz play Mahatch the other day. Such a high level match, really good standard, some of the best shots I've seen all year, and Mahatch got injured in the end, but so many great players, and I'm not sure who the best nation are.
Bit sad for Thomas Mahatch, especially after a really good US Open as well, that And he tried to play the next match as well, but only made one game and then had to pull out against Poprin, which was very sad. So, I mean, Carlos Alcaraz, I mean, it comes to life. It's in Valencia, is that right, where they're playing?
Yeah.
And I thought it was great that Mahatch took the first set off of Alcaraz. Not an easy thing to do, but obviously he was spent by the looks of it. By the time second set came around, lost it 6-1. I'll bring some of the results up so people can have a look at the same time. But yeah, Italy always looking good in this. And I think, like you said, at the back end of last year, it sort of was brought to the forefront. Yannick Sinner being the team captain, I believe, as well, sort of won it for them, didn't he? And going to that premiere, it was just, so exciting. Like, I didn't realise the same as you, how much in other countries I think that it is valued. I think it being in the UK, they don't really make too much of a song or dance about it on any of the news or the TV or anywhere.
I've realised it's because we're not good. If we had better players, I'm sure it would be all over the news.
Maybe. Yeah, probably right. But I just don't know. It just doesn't get promoted that much. But like you say, if we suddenly get a good team together, I'm sure they'll be pushing it much more. If we had a Sinner and a Berrettini in the same team, it would look a lot better.
Well, it was a great result there for Billy Harris. He beat Virtanen, is it? Virtanen.
Yeah.
Which wasn't expecting. An underdog. Someone I know you like, Billy Harris. You've watched a lot of his matches.
Yeah, yeah.
And Dan Evans, he ended up winning, did he? Or was this? I think you're on the wrong day.
This is a few days. Yeah, this is a few days ago.
Yeah, sorry. Today there's a few results. I think GB are playing today.
Yep, here's today's
results. This is what I wanted to see today. So Evans did lose. Was there not another player playing for GB? Draper. Yeah. Apologies. Right now, I've already said that. Yeah, I'm getting confused. It's because you're flicking around. You've completely bamboozled me. One thing I would say is Agut's having a good tournament. He's losing to Fees right now, but I wouldn't surprise me if he beats Fees.
This is one of your favourite players, isn't it? Block X. He's doing well against Berrettini, though. He's in a third set. He's match point down at the moment, but still done well to run him pretty close there. Caboli versus Bergs coming up, and Humbert versus Alcaraz to finish the day. That one should be an entertaining one. Alcaraz will give the crowd their money's worth, I'm sure. And I'm glad to see he looks more energised than he did against Botic van der Zandschulp in the US Open. Hopefully he doesn't burn himself out, though. There's still a lot of tennis to be played coming up over the next few months. Obviously, we got the, Beijing, we've got Shanghai, we've got Paris, we've got Vienna. There's lots of tournaments coming
finals.
up. And that's the big one at the end. And he might not have to face a Novak Djokovic. That'll be another video that we'll be trying to put out at some point. Obviously, Novak Djokovic struggling for points this year. So will he even attempt to get into it? That is the big question. But there you go. Berrettini just won, just as we're talking there.
Yeah. What if you go to the groups? I want you to pick your favourite to win the whole thing. For me, I'm going to keep it very simple. I'm going Italy. I think they've just got the whole package. They've got Yannick Sinner as well as a little trump card. He's not even playing at the moment. They didn't need him, but they'll use him, I'm sure, for the latter stages. And Italy are the ones to beat.
Yeah, Italy definitely well up there. I haven't seen, like you said, much of Germany. Canada, always a really good Davis Cup team. But I would say if it's not going to be Italy, I'd go Australia. I like Australia. I think that they're a really decent
Not US?
outfit.
I thought you'd go US. That's the obvious one.
Nah, for some reason I'm going Australia. I like them in the doubles as well. I think they're a really good doubles nation, Australia. So
America's not a good doubles nation, huh?
they're pretty good as well, but I don't know.
Only historically the best doubles nation in the world.
They had the Bryan brothers. They were very good. No, they are very, very good at doubles. But yeah, the Aussies, I don't know. There's something about them on a tennis court. When they get on there, I like them a lot. I don't know why. Yeah, more than the Americans.
There we go. So let's wrap it up there. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Just a quick one. Let us know your thoughts on, of course, the big Rafael Nadal news. I'm going to be watching Italy versus Belgium. That's kicking off soon. Well, it's kicked off already, but we're going to have, I think, Bolelli, Vavasori playing in the doubles. And they're a doubles pairing I really recommend watching. I find their matches quite fascinating. They're very good at finishing points quick, and I find it tactically tactically they're a good pairing to watch, because I'm not someone who watches a lot of doubles, but when I watch them two, I find myself wanting to play and try new things on a tennis court.
Yeah, most
It makes me want to charge the net.
Vavasori, brilliant doubles player.
Yeah.
Does all right in the singles as well, not too bad. Bolelli, maybe not so good, more of a doubles player. I just wanted to announce this one, which has just come out. We're talking exhibitions on this, so I think we may as well mention this exhibition. A return to the Garden on December the 4th, and it is the Garden Cup, featuring matches between Carlos Alcaraz versus Ben Shelton and Jessica Pegula versus Emma Navarro. Tickets are available today, apparently, so go and check that out. And if you want to go and watch those in an entertaining Madison Square Garden exhibition event, Shelton versus Alcaraz, that would be pretty exciting, I would have thought.
Yeah, I won't be going. Can't afford it. But go if you want to, and if you haven't already, give us a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you very soon.